Today's challenges require not only new solutions, it also requires new ways how we come up with solutions, how we make decisions, how we develop policies. And data is the single most important new asset that we can bring to the table in order to change the way we make policy making. Now, unfortunately, not much is known about how do you leverage data for policy making, what works, and under what conditions is data the ideal way to improve policy making as such. And that's the impetus for creating the journal, to really make the use of data for policy making more evidence-based, but also to bridge the communities that typically are focused on the topic, which are on the one hand data scientists, technologists, and on the other hand policymakers and social scientists. And what we noticed was that the conversation was very much stovepiped according to those types of communities. And so part of the effort was not only to provide more evidence on how you use data for policymaking, but also bridge the communities between, on the one hand, the technologists, and the other hand, the policymakers or the policy wonks to a large extent as well. So these were all why we created the Data and Policy Journal. We embarked on a pretty rigorous exercise to map both the topics that are relevant for data and policy, but also the regions that have a unique approach to some of those topics. And so based upon this mapping, we understood that in order to really grow our community, but also to really be global in nature, we needed to bring on new people. And that was then a concerted effort in order to establish associate editors and establish topic areas that actually people could become leaders in their own field in order to deepen those areas. First one is obviously that we are a journal that is widely recognized as being the place where people publish and come together in order to really reflect on how can we use data for policymaking in a more evidence-based manner. That also has led that we actually have focused on particular kind of topics, whether it's the use of mobile phone data to inform, for instance, the pandemic, or whether it's around how do we go about data for migration policy, or how do we establish more data literacy. I think all those kind of special issues have basically created a much broader community than we initially anticipated. And it also has built the whole aspect of data for policy in a far more sophisticated way. The key realization is that we need more data about data. And that's the mission of the journal, to make data for policy more evidence-based.